Oh Michigan, you failed to win again. You let me down like every year, you took it on the chin. I've always been your biggest fan, but I just don't know why. 'Cause when you play the biggest games, you always seem to die. You blew a 16-point lead, and I really don't know why. But when the game finally ended, all I could do was sigh.
I don't even know what to say about that performance. Before I get too far into the yelling and screaming, there's going to be a rant in this video, by the way. Let me just say, first off, congratulations, Michigan State. You guys clearly were better than us, in this game at least. You outplayed us, you outcoached us. Your running back is ridiculous, Kenneth Walker. He should absolutely, in my opinion, win the Heisman Trophy. There's no one on his level, I don't think. I think he is undoubtedly number one, at least for me. You can disagree and put someone else there, but I think he is the Heisman winner. He is ridiculous. I mean, he's that entire offense, pretty much. I mean, of course, give the offensive line credit, but that Kenneth Walker, holy crap. Michigan dreams of having a running back like that. And again, nothing against Blake Corum or Hassan Haskins. They're great in their own right, but they're just not a Kenneth Walker. Yeah. So congratulations to Michigan State, to Sparty fans. I hope you guys go a long way, because as much as I can't stand Michigan State, they're a Big Ten team. I want to see a Big Ten team win it all. Now that I got that out of the way, what was that? What was that, Michigan? What was that performance? I don't even want, it's almost like I don't even want to yell, but like at the same time I know I'm going to at some point. Just, how does a team go into a game allowing, what was it, like 15 points a game, 14 points a game, a defense at least? This is one of the most overrated Michigan defenses in recent memory. I don't understand. Why does everyone sing the praises of this Michigan defense? Yes, they do well in most games. They allow very little points in most games. But when they play an offense that is halfway decent, they fall apart. Yeah, you'll allow 10 points against NIU. You'll allow 10 points against Washington, 14 against Western Michigan. You'll allow 7 against Northwestern. But then you look at games like the Nebraska game. We allowed 29 points in that game. And now this game, we allowed 37. What good defense allows 37 points? Not any good defense I've seen. If Michigan's defense is good, then Georgia's defense, I mean, that's just all NFL football players right there. I mean, they're in the NFL. I don't think Georgia's allowed more than what, like 14 points all season. Come on, man. In most of their games, I'm talking, they've had a couple of shutouts. I'm not saying over the whole season they've only allowed 14, 17 points. On average, that's the most that they really allow. Here's what I don't understand. Jim Harbaugh is in the biggest game of his career at Michigan as a head coach. This is the biggest game of the season. This is the biggest game of your career, because if you don't do well against rivals this year, you're out. Out the door. You've already failed one. You've already failed one. 2 more to go. You're 0 for 1, Harbaugh. You got Penn State and Ohio State. And I don't even want to talk about the Ohio State game. Don't even get me started. You failed once. Wisconsin, I don't count as a major rival. Yes, we play them most of every year, but they're not one of the main rivals. It's Michigan State, Penn State, Ohio State. Those are the main 3 right there. Those are the 3 that Michigan needs to beat every year to stay on top, because those are always the top 3 teams, or at least usually are the top 3 teams in the Big Ten. You're already 0 for 1, Harbaugh. Why? Why? The play calling, the decision making. Listen, I'm willing to admit that I was wrong about J.J. McCarthy, or not about J.J. McCarthy, but about making him the starter. He's obviously not ready. He makes too many mistakes. He looks, don't get me wrong, he still played well. He can run the ball. We know what he can do when he throws the ball. He's going to be amazing for us one of these days, in a few years, or maybe next year even. Who knows? Maybe he'll be good enough to be our starter next year. I have no idea. One thing that he needs coaching on is ball control, ball handling. He fumbled twice in this game. One of them lost us the game, or ended up causing us to lose the game, or was a part of the reason we lost the game. But the thing with me is why do you put him in anyway? You're in the biggest game of your career, Harbaugh, and we're down 37-33, and you put in the backup? I understand that you want to get the man some experience, but he's young. He's a freshman. He's 18 years old. You get him experience against lower-level opponents when we're up by 40 points, not against Michigan State in a top 10 matchup in East Lansing. You don't do it. If you're up by 30, 40 points, go right ahead. Go right ahead. Be my guest. That'll be great if he can get more experience in big games like that. But when you're down by 4, or it's a close game, why do you put him in? Cade McNamara is a reliable quarterback. He's a great ball handler. He's never fumbled the ball. He rarely gets sacked. He knows how to get rid of the ball. He rarely makes mistakes. Yes, he overthrows sometimes. Yes, sometimes he doesn't make the best decisions, but no one's perfect. Most of the time, he does pretty darn well for us. He's a much better quarterback than Joe Milton is or ever will be. Okay? And I'm not saying that McCarthy isn't better, or won't be better than Cade McNamara is right now. But currently, he should not be playing in big games like that. If you want to put him in a game against NIU when we're up by however many points, we're up by 53, 63 points, however many points it was, be my guest. Put him in the game. If you want to put him in when we're up by 40, 50 points, go ahead. Not in a game against Michigan State when you're down by 4 with 3 minutes to go. Completely stupid. Idiotic. I don't even want to talk about this stupid game. You've got 2 more chances, Harbaugh. 2 more. And I have no reason to believe that you can win both of those. Maybe you can beat Penn State. Maybe we'll beat Penn State. I think Penn State is already a team that's pretty overrated. But, you got to think about this. They're playing against Michigan at Penn State. It'll likely be a whiteout. I mean, we don't know yet, but it'll probably be a whiteout. That type of environment, Michigan never plays well in. We almost always lose by a lot. Besides probably 2019, we only lost by 7. But you know what I'm saying? We still lost that game. It's going to be hard. It's going to be very difficult. Penn State will be difficult no matter how bad they've looked in some games this year. 9 overtime loss against Illinois. How do you do that? I don't understand it. But Penn State is the type of team that will play their best game against us. They will. Clearly, they didn't know what to do when it came to play calling. Whenever Kenneth Walker was handed the ball, our defense completely forgot how to tackle. They forgot everything they'd learned. When we're on offense, instead of throwing the ball against, a defense that's got the worst pass defense in the Big Ten, and, we were throwing the ball and it was actually working, we decided to run the ball numerous times. And I understand we want to run the ball. We're a running team. Michigan that's what we want to do. But if it's not working, don't do it. Don't do it if it's not working. Their rush defense is better than their pass defense. Play against their weaknesses. And it was working well. Cade McNamara had the best game of his career on Saturday. The best game of his career, minus the interception at the end of the game. He played his best game since his first start against Rutgers last year. He threw for over 300 yards. He's never done that once. Why are you running the ball if it's clearly not going to work? If it doesn't work, don't do it. Passing the ball was working, yet we weren't doing it enough. I don't get it. I don't understand it. Another thing that I have an issue with, not taking enough risks. Playing it too darn safe. We're up by 10. Oh, there's a cat. Huh. Hello, kitty. We're up by 10 points. Right? No, we're up by 7 points. Instead of going for it, deep in their territory, we kick a field goal. And I just don't understand it. We only go up 10-0, right? I can't stand that. We've done that the last 3 weeks in a row. And what has happened all 3 times against Nebraska, Northwestern, and against Michigan State? They scored on their next drive. Made it a 10-7 game. Now, in the Nebraska game and in the Northwestern game, they never ended up mattering, especially in the Northwestern game. That was their only score of the game. Nebraska game, it actually made a huge difference, but we still came out on top. This Michigan State game, I don't understand why you don't take the risk. Take the risk, Harbaugh. Stop playing it so safe. I get that we trust our kicker. We know that he can make field goals, but we're not going to win football games against big-time opponents by kicking field goals. We're just not going to do that. We can do that against Northwestern. We can do that against Nebraska. We can do that against other teams that aren't as good, but we can't do that against teams that are in the top 10, are undefeated, are a much more talented team than those other teams I just mentioned. I don't get why you do it. Why do you do it? Take more risks, please, Harbaugh. When you get in the red zone, stop being so cute. Do what works. If you need to run a play action pass, do a play action pass. They work a lot for us. They worked a lot for us in that game. A slant, crossing route, whatever you want to do. They worked well for us. It worked for us in the beginning of the game. A pretty simple pass to Andrew Anthony, who He played amazing, by the way. He was probably our player of the game, at least on offense. Because holy crap, I don't think he went into this game probably, I think they said with 0 catches all season, and he's a freshman. And he had like 3 touchdown catches on Saturday. Good for him. He played a great game. I can't wait to see where he goes. He played really good. Defense, obviously, our best players are Aiden Hutchinson, David Ojabo. I mean, and then there's probably somebody else out there, but they've been quiet lately. It's mainly been those two. Yeah, I don't understand. I don't understand. Play to their weakness. It's as simple as that. If you don't play to their weaknesses, you're not going to win the game. And here's another thing that I have a problem with, and it really makes me mad, is that we were up by 16. It was 30-14. 30-14. We went into halftime with a 23-14 lead. We scored at the beginning of the second half. Took a 30-14 lead. I thought at that point, this game is ours. All we have to do is keep doing what we've been doing, and we will win this game handedly. And what happened after we scored and got 30 points? We scored 3 points for the rest of the game. They outscored us 23-10 in the second half. Kenneth Walker went off, got 5 touchdown runs in this game. They couldn't pass the ball worth anything. I mean, it was all Kenneth Walker. Without Kenneth Walker, this Michigan State team is 4-4, not 8-0. I'm not trying to take anything away from Michigan State, but he is that entire offense. How do you blow a 16-point lead? I don't understand it. Just keep playing the way you're playing. I don't know why you fall apart like that. Inexcusable. Stupid. Mistakes after mistakes after mistakes after mistakes. We still had a chance to win this game with a minute to go. We somehow got the ball back with just over a minute to go, and we still messed it up. I mean, we were given every chance in the world to win this game or to put this game away. But you make too many mistakes, and teams like Michigan State are going to punish you for it. Again, you can make mistakes against mistakes against Nebraska or Northwestern or NIU or Washington or Western Michigan. We made plenty of mistakes in that Nebraska game. We still won the game. You can get away with it in those kinds of games. But against top 10 opponents, against quality, really good teams, you can't make mistakes like that. Here's my prediction for the Penn State game. I think in this Penn State game, it'll be super close, but Penn State's going to run away with it. They just are. They're going to win a close one, probably. What else? What else can I say? Ohio State. Oh yeah. When we play Ohio State, we'll kick a field goal, take a 3-0 lead, and then I think Ohio State will probably score like 84 unanswered. Final score 84-3, Ohio State. And they're going to run away with the Big Ten East title. Obviously, I'm exaggerating. Well, no, actually, no, I'm not. That could legitimately happen. It could. I wouldn't put it past any team I wouldn't put it past Ohio State to beat us that badly. We all know if we would have played them last year, we would have lost 100-0. I'm dead serious. We would have lost by 100 points, easily. They would have wanted to score 100 points on us, and they would have laughed. They would have thought it was hilarious. Anyways, I'm done talking about this game. All it does is make me angry. We play Indiana this weekend. If we lose that game, oh, you'll hear from me. Even if the game's close, you'll hear from me. No reason to not beat Indiana. We're a 20-point favorite. There's no reason why we shouldn't beat them by double that. They're 2-6. They're a terrible football program, a terrible football team. They were a one-and-done Cinderella story from 2019. They're nothing, or 2020, I mean. 2020. They beat us last year, and I predicted that they would beat us last year, and I was right. And, because when I made my video last year about Indiana, I said, oh, they'll beat us for the first time in 24-some years, 25 years. And they did. This year, it's not happening, man. We're not the same 2020 team, and they're not the same 2020 team. The roles have reversed completely. We are so much better than them, and there is no reason why we shouldn't beat them. And we get it at home, and it's at night for some reason. So it's a 7:30 game. I don't know why. I don't really care, but we got that game. We should win that handedly. If we don't, there's a major issue that I will be discussing in the next video when I talk about Michigan. And then we play Penn State. And that's a big one, man. That is a huge game for Harbaugh. If he does not win this game, what is the point in even keeping him around for the Ohio State game, man? And then we play Maryland. We should win that one as well. And then Ohio State, of course, on November 27th, 2 days after, or 3 days after, no, 2 days after Thanksgiving. So, yeah. Thank you guys for watching. My mouth is dry. I'm gonna go get a drink of water.